26goldshields.com page, $1.50. Yo, listen. The Rico Law, it's a real law, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing to play with, but it's like, it's not automatically 100. It's not automatically, they brought us here from where they brought us from, and the Rico Law real. You know what I'm saying? It's not automatically, they brought us here where they brought us from, enslaved us, oppressed us, and created law, and it's not real for them, but it's real for us. It's not automatically real like that. So if it's not automatically real for them bringing us here and enslaving us and oppressing us and torturing us, then how is the Rico Law real? The Rico Law can't be real to that extent, but it is real. Understand the law. The law is in place so that you can follow the law, so that there's order, but there's no Rico Law to the extent of slavery and oppression and torture being in the equation. Slavery, torture, and oppression was never prosecuted. It wasn't a crime at the time, but it was a crime humanely. Humanely, you know not to eat people. Humanely, you know not to steal people's graves. Humanely, you know not to murder. Humanely. So, taking that into account, 26goldshields.com is an alphabetical, numerical extreme that I'm creating that you can follow. You have the option to follow. You don't have to follow it. But it's consistent with the law. It's consistent with the order of things to the extent that once you do follow it, you be at DMV. You be consistent with paying taxes with the tax system. You know, you be consistent with the IRS. You be consistent with the mainstream of things. The mainstream of things deal with the alphanumerical locations, social security number, birthday, address, car registration. Everything's linked into alphanumerical locations. Everybody has their own option for a social security number, own option for a birthday. Your own options along the way are no less than what they are. So when you have 26goldshields.com, what you have is a platform that says, well, the Rico Law is real, but how real is it when you're not prosecuting yourself for slavery? How real is it when you're not prosecuting yourself for torture? How real is it when you're not prosecuting yourself for the crimes against humanity? Bombing Hiroshima, bombing World War I, World War II. We don't know who started those wars. If you committed a crime bringing us here, then we don't know exactly, how the wars were substantiated along the way as a result of bringing us here. So when you charge in the RICO Act, you got to be precise. Prosecutor, how you going to prosecute me at bail when bail hearing is not a prosecuted process? You don't prosecute at the bail hearing. You don't say if I'm guilty at the bail hearing. You don't say if you believe I'm guilty at the bail hearing. You don't say certain things at the bail hearing. The bail hearing is strictly for bail. If you contaminate the process and it leads information to be linked out of the courtroom, or if it leads if it contaminates the case, and you stand good chance of losing the case at bail hearing if you contaminate the case, because you can't contain the information that's contaminated. You lose hold of the case because you mention a artist's name, and the artist getting a shootout after the trial, after the bail hearing. the artists get attacked after the bail hearing and you contaminate the case. So how is the RICO Act to be understood? The RICO Act is to be understood that if you're going to prosecute a RICO Act, you're going to have to handle the case accordingly. You're going to practically have to prosecute yourself. Where you was accused of slavery, you was accused of heinous crimes against humanity, and you never been held accountable for those crimes. You have to handle the case according to those extremes being present, and never forget your past, that you robbed that bank, built a courthouse, and then prosecuted the citizens of America. Click on the link, donate, 26goldshields.com. Peace, $1.50.